In this video, we're going to take a look at two multimedia in-dash monitors for your car by Dasaita. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I got two multimedia monitors here. These are in-dash units, so these are 2-DIN in-dash units, and these are both by Dasaita. This is their Scout model with a 13-inch screen. As you guys can see, very huge screen, nice display. And then that's their Max model. This is your 10-inch screen here. Both have a 1080p display, so nice, clear HD quality coming out of these monitors. Alright guys, so one of the biggest differences between these two multimedia centers is the 13-inch is going to have its own overlay of Scout, and as you can see, Scout is pretty much like a navigation system. So this is going to be the skin for the Scout. It's got Android that works in the background. So pretty much this is your dash, your home screen. So like where this one over here, you have a home screen like a standard Android. You just go through your apps and everything. Now if you want to use one of your apps, it does have this slide over here, and it's going to show all of your apps. So here's a closer look at your apps, and you're going to get all the apps. You get YouTube, pretty much anything that you can get from the Google Play stores. You guys can see I got YouTube, Netflix. It's got wireless or wired CarPlay Android Auto. You got your amplifier settings here. So there's your amplifier settings. You got your radio. You got your Spotify, video. There's your Play Store that I was telling you about earlier. DVR. You got your front cam, because this does have a bunch of inputs and outputs. You got your Google, navigation, Bluetooth, app installer. It does work with your steering wheel, buttons, but tons of stuff that you would expect out of your multimedia center. And like I said, you can go to your Google Play Store right there and then just download whatever else. So all your normal stuff. So both of these are Wi-Fi capable. They have GPS built in, Bluetooth. You get your CarPlay, your Android Auto with both of these. And then if you want to go into your radio or anything like that, you can click in the side here. You can extend this out, and that'll extend it out. But like I said, you're always going to have your maps in the background as your dashboard. So it really just depends on what's better suited for you as far as, do you use navigation a lot, or would you rather something maybe smaller with more of an Android look? All right guys, so as far as space goes, this has got 64 gigs on the 13-inch, and then the same thing over here on the 10-inch. So the storage is the same. And as far as the CPUs, the CPU on the 13-inch and the 10-inch are exactly the same. Alright guys, so if you're like me, you're probably curious to see what inputs and outputs these radios got. Like I said, these are both pretty much identical when it comes to inputs and outputs. So what I tell you is on one of the radios is going to be on the other. So of course, you got your Wi-Fi antenna there. You're going to have your antenna for your radio down there at the bottom. You also have GPS. So here's a look at the GPS that you're going to hook up. You also have a mic, so a wired mic. And then the front of the screen has a mic too. You got a few of the USB-A to run wired to your phone. Another cool feature on the back here is both of these have an HDMI output, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But pretty much you can run this unit through HDMI to another TV screen, another monitor, and that other monitor is going to display whatever this one's displaying. So pretty cool. Nice that it has HDMI. And like I said, both of these are set up the same way when it comes to outputs and inputs. So here's your HDMI for that one. You got your antenna for your GPS, your Wi-Fi antenna, and everything else. Pretty much identical as far as it goes with the inputs and outputs. So now if you guys are running some amps and some cameras, you guys are probably wondering what we got here. So two sub output signals. You got your front output and you have your rear output. So pretty much you can run front amp, a rear amp, and then sub amps. And then you do have a camera in. So you got your front camera. So here is the other harness. This one has another camera in. And then it's got video in. So if you want to run like a PlayStation, something like that, DVD player, which I don't think people run those anymore. And then it's got the auxiliary in for the audio. Alright guys, so I wanted to show you another thing about these that's a little bit different is the screens. So these screens, this is the 10-inch here, this does pivot just by moving it side to side, up and down. So you get a lot of flexibility as far as once you install this, you can angle it however you want to. Or say you got some controls on your dash that's behind this, you can angle it forward and then be able to get to maybe those buttons, something like that. Now I don't know if you guys can see this, but on both sides of this screen, on the 10-inch, there's some spring-loaded, kind of like clamps in there. This is going to allow you to adjust the screen up and down a little bit. So you're going to pull both of those out, and you'll be able to slide this and see how that raised up. And you can lock this into place, or you can take it all the way off. So as you guys see there, I pulled it all the way off, and then right underneath there is the connection. You can just pull that connection off, and then you can actually take this in the house if you wanted to for security purposes, something like that. And then when you want to reinstall this, just plug this back in and then slide it back over, lower it a little bit more, locks it in. So there is a little bit more adjustability with this one. Now as far as the 13-inch goes, it's a little bit different and it's not as forgiving as far as being able to adjust it. So this is going to be screwed in. So this screen does come off, but to get it off, you have to remove some screws. And then there's the plug right there on the back. I actually like the way this plug here plugs in because these pins on each side line up with these holes right here, and then it plugs right in there. So it's pretty easy to be able to plug this in. So you're just going to slide this into place. And you can let those pins kind of guide you, and then it's just going to plug in. Now on the 13-inch screen, once you screw those screws down, the only way to adjust this is by loosening up these screws here and then down there. And as you guys can see, there's other holes on that bracket, so you can move it up and you can move it down. And then this screw right here, you loosen this and that'll allow it to kind of like tilt a little bit. But pretty much once you get this installed, you're just going to have to adjust it one time. You're not going to be able to move this back and forth like you can with the 10-inch screen. So you can't really adjust this on the fly. Alright guys, so I want to do a quick demonstration. I just got a YouTube video playing here off the Wi-Fi. And I got my TV in my garage up here. So I just got an HDMI ran to the back of the radio. I'm going to plug this in. So I just plugged it in. And there you go. So as you guys can see, what's playing on this radio is playing on the TV because it's sending it from that radio through the HDMI to the TV up there. And then, like I said, if I go ahead and just change this to the home screen, it's going to change everything up there. Go back to YouTube. So everything's just working in unison. So pretty much, like I said, guys, if you got some monitors, like some headrest monitors or something like that, that's a good way to be able to hook this up to the front monitor. Alright guys, so I went ahead and installed a 10-inch into the Impala here. So this is all custom in here, custom console and everything. And that's what the 10-inch would look like. And like I said, that's pretty much the sleep screen. So pretty cool. You got the clock there, and this is all customizable. But I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit. So here's the menu. Real easy to get to. And then I like this interface because everything's right at your fingertips. So there's the EQ. Go back to home. And then all your apps are right here. Your Bluetooth, all that stuff, Google. So go to YouTube. And I already got something set up here to play for you guys. So you guys can hear the sound quality. I think this radio sounds pretty good, but go ahead and play this for you. I do have aftermarket speakers in here. I got some Rockford Fosgate insides, and then I got a Kicker 12 in the back, so we'll see how this sounds. So I don't know if you guys can tell on the video, but pretty loud. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out. Like I said, you guys can change the EQ and everything in this too. So I'll go over here, turn this up a little bit. So like I said, pretty nice. Now go ahead and throw the 13-inch in here, which I think this is gonna be a little bit too big for the area that I got here, but we'll see how that looks. All right, as you guys can see, pretty big screen there. I'm gonna go ahead and go right into YouTube, and we're gonna play the same song. But yeah, the screen real estate on this, it's massive. Almost looks like a Tesla screen inside of an older car. Pretty cool, but thinking it might be a little bit too big. Maybe the 10-inch fit better, but let's go ahead and play this. Alright, so I noticed that my subwoofer isn't playing. So we're going to go into the amplifier settings here, and we're going to see what my sub is at. So sub was off. So pretty much all of this, I've got it on voice for the EQ, and then the sub was off. So I just turned it on. Let's see if that sounds any better. Alright guys, so there is the 13-inch. This thing is definitely massive. A lot of real estate for the screen there. And then there's the 10-inch that I had in there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. 13-inch, 10-inch. Do you like the 10-inch Android system better, or do you like the 13-inch with the Scout system built in? I think I prefer the Android system a little bit more. Definitely like the size of the screen. Don't think it fits this vehicle that well, so I'll probably stick with the 10-inch. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about these radios. I also put some links in the description box below if you guys are interested in them. Got any questions, comments, put them down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you on the next one.